So for this Pride Month video, I'm going to talk about how I came out. And this isn't a coming out video to YouTube, just because, like, everybody already knows I'm super duper gay. And usually it's my friends who only watch these videos, so they already really kind of. So luckily for me, I didn't have any issues coming out. My family was super accepting, and so were all of my friends. And I am so grateful to have that experience because not a lot of people can. So of course I can't fully understand the difficulty of having an unaccepting family or an unaccepting community. However, this video is just kind of for everybody else who maybe is closeted and thinks it's a good idea and if it's safe to come out. So I actually came out a little over a month ago. So my coming out schedule is kind of weird because for the longest time I thought I was like super duper ace. And then I saw Clara Oswald and I was like, JK. For about 6 months I was out as asexual to all of my friends, not my family. My family hasn't known anything about this at all. It was just my friends and my school's GSA because I knew it was a safe place I could tell everybody. So it was kind of confusing for everybody because I didn't really know what was happening. I just knew that I didn't like boys, kind of, but I also know I didn't like girls either, and it was just kind of confusing for me, but luckily I had the internet so I could fully understand what I was feeling, what I was thinking, and what everything was. So I was also kind of out as a demisexual up until last December when my, at the time, best friend asked me if I was still on the A spectrum. And I still kind of am demisexual, however, I don't really use that label just because I feel like if everybody brought it down enough, they could have themselves kind of on the A spectrum. Honestly, it's kind of personal preference, really, for everybody, because that's what sexuality is, and it's fluid. So I was out as a demisexual, as kind of like a bi-demisexual, up until last December. And then I started dating somebody, and I was like, yeah, I'm gay. I am super duper gay. Like, I could never imagine kissing a guy. Of course, everybody, like, there's a few guys who are attractive. Like, I have eyes. I can see. But I don't ever want to marry one or come in contact with one. Like, please don't. I've dated a guy before. No offense to this dude, because he's great. I still talk to him almost every day, and I know he's watching this. Hi, Marcus, but like, no. It's a hard no for me. So up until last December 2016, I decided I was gay. And I am happy with that label, and I'm very, very happy with that, and I'm very comfortable with it now. And of course, you don't always have to label yourself, however, I wanted to, just because I found comfort in it, if you kind of know what I mean. So I was out to all of my friends, all of them kind of knew. I didn't really like come out to them really. I just kind of was like, yeah, I'm super duper gay. I started saying I was gay like all times because my entire friend group is like gay and bi. And just everybody is, so I just started being like, hey, yeah, I'm super duper gay, and everybody just kind of caught on to it, and I started talking more about, like, I have a crush on this girl, and everybody just kind of got the drift, so it wasn't really, like, a coming out thing, really. So I was out to my friends, it was fine, I was out to a bunch of strangers, like, I just kind of told everybody who asked me, really, and was kind of relevant to the conversation. Everybody just kind of knew. I was out to my group, my suicide group that I go to. Everybody knew there because I told them about my girlfriend at the time. And then March came around, I had a falling out with my ex-girlfriend, and yeah, that happened. And so she was my best friend at the time, so my family started asking like, hey, where did she go? What happened? I kind of told them the story, but instead I replaced myself with somebody else, so it was a little sketchy. They didn't kind of understand. My sister kind of wanted to ask more, but she didn't push about it. So what happened with my ex, I'm not trying to call anybody out, it's just the context for this video needs to happen. My ex-girlfriend cheated on me with this guy. This guy, he's a douchebag, he like pressures girls into sex, he does like, he's just really creepy, and he's not a good guy. And so my sister and I were looking through my yearbook, and she pointed to a picture of him because he was one of the sections, and he was like, hey, he seems like a cool dude. And I was like, no No, he isn't, because this is what happened. And this is how it happened, and this is why. And she already knew the story, because like I said before, I substituted with somebody else. And then I just kind of had to tell her, because I'm really close with my sisters. And this was just the sister that I lived with at the time. My sisters who live in Seattle and Denver don't know the story really. But I told her about it, and I was like, yeah, the person she cheated on that was me. Hey. And then she was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I didn't say I was, like, strictly gay, but she knew I was part of the GSA, she knew I wanted to go to Pride, she just kind of knew I was very integrated and very expressive about all these LGBT issues, and she has a best friend who is pan, she's had a best friend who is gay, and so she's very integrated with the community as well, because most of her friends are. And so she understood. She didn't really say anything. She didn't really ask if I was gay. It's just I kind of started saying jokes, gay jokes, because that is my favorite thing about being gay is I get to say puns and jokes, and it's the best. And so that was fun. And then I realized I had to come out to my other two sisters, and we have the sister group chat. And I sent them a video called The Coming Out Song by Allie Hills, and I'll put kind of the link to the video right here. It's super duper catchy song, so I sent that in our group chat, and all of my sisters were so amazing and supportive about it. They literally just sent me memes, and it was so great, and I was so happy, and I will read you some of the texts that they sent back to me after that because it was really funny. And so my sister Kathy just sent me a gif of Benedict doing the little rainbow thing with his hands. My sister Crystal was just like, are you a lesbian? My sister Kathy was like, it's actually queer, Crystal. And then they were just sending me rainbow gifs. They sent me this one gif of Robin and Batman doing like the kick thing, and Crystal, my sister Crystal was like, we already knew you were queer, Kaylee, and then just sent me this other gif of just saying like lesbian, and my sister Courtney was just like, that song is hella catchy. And then a 30 Rock gif that says lesbian Mario Brothers. They didn't even care, they just kept sending me memes. My sister Courtney was like, never have to worry about teen pregnancy though. I mean, that's dope. It's pretty great. And then a Kimmy Schmidt gif that says the magic of tolerance. Then they just started talking about video games. And then my sister Courtney, who was the one I lived with, who was the one I told first, she was like, not that it's a competition, but Kaylee actually told me first. She said it's because I'm her favorite. And I just, oh my god. Then my sister Crystal reiterated again, she may have told you first, but I always knew, so whatever. She always had a super huge queer vibe about her, lol. My queer dar always went off around her. Well, now you know why. Also, I don't know if this was my sister coming out to me, but she said, I'm only half queer, but I could tell she was fully afflicted with queerdom for a while now. And I don't know what that means. So, like, was that my sister telling me she was bi? What? I was just kind of shook when that message came around because I was like, did she just come out what? Then my sister Courtney said, the magic of tolerance. I don't think afflicted is the right word. More like blessed. All the lesbians I know are super hilarious, fashionable, and chill. We didn't spend all that time in the closet for nothing. And then they were all just like, I wish I was gay too, like, and they don't have to deal with men, which is a plus. Remember the magic of tolerance. And then my sister Crystal said, may the power of Christ compel you. Get those demons out of you, LMFAO. It's part of Satan's gay agenda. Kaylee, you need to get right with the Lord. And then I said, I can confirm I am a part of Satan's gay agenda. And then they just didn't care because my sister Crystal said, Kaylee, no one cares if you're gay or not. The real highlight of this combo is the memes now, lol. And then I said another video, which everybody knows, by iDubbbz, and it's this one. That I'll put right here. And like I said earlier, I'm super lucky to have my family because they don't care about it at all, and all of my friends, I've never really been bullied about it. I mean, I've been called a faggot once or twice on the internet, but the trolls always call everybody a faggot. I literally don't even care. I'm so happy I've been called a bundle of sticks. Great, thanks. And actually, the definition of faggot is a gay male. Thank you. I'm a female. So, if you're gonna insult me, please go look at a fucking dictionary. But I just want everybody to know that if you're queer or part of the LGBTQA community, if you're on the A spectrum, if you're bi, if you're pan, if you're trans, if you're agender, I just don't want you to be afraid of who you are. And I know that sometimes not everybody is in a very accepting community and that you can't always come out. And of course there'll always be a few haters or a few people who don't accept you, but just remember that there's always a huge internet community to accept you, and at least a few people have to accept you. And if you do feel like it's safe to come out, then I highly recommend you do it, because you can say all those gay jokes that you've been keeping in. And it's just kind of nice to not always have to think about being careful and walking on eggshells and being like, oh, what if I accidentally saying this? Or have anxiety over being like, I'm gonna come out today, I'm gonna do it today. Just do it, get it over with. You don't even have to really like sit them down and be like, hey, I'm gay, I want you to know. Sometimes, you know, if you feel super comfortable, like I did, you can bring home your partner and be like, hey, this is my partner. And then they already know. Just one thing you shouldn't do when you come out is don't tell them in the car. While your family may be accepting of it, it's still kind of like a shock, I guess. Maybe not to some people, but it's still not the safest choice or decision. That's my only thing, is don't come out to somebody in the car if they're driving. But I do know some people don't have welcoming communities, and for those people, still happy Pride Month, and I hope eventually you'll feel comfortable to come out. I hope eventually that you'll be able to move to a different area where you feel safe. Go to West Hollywood. They're usually super gay. I also know Portland and Seattle are super gay, and they're super chill. I know when I went to Portland during spring break, there was gay flags everywhere. It was March too, so it wasn't even Pride Month. Like, a bunch of churches, gay flags everywhere. It was great. Go to Portland. It's dope. And so whether you're out or not, or whether you're still questioning, or whether you're a little bi-curious, I still wish you a happy Pride Month, because this month is for everybody and it's about acceptance. And I hope you have a great day and a great week, and I really hope you're able to come out, because just get out of there. Get out of the closet. It's super fun. You can have a great time. And so I will see you in the next video, so make sure to like and subscribe. See you later.